I'm going to probably surprise a lot of you because I'm not necessarily going to speak just about what Scotland has happened there. But I do want to speak to you about what the outcome of this conference could be. First of all, I'm a forester. I work in Scotland. I run more than just forestry businesses. But they're all based round about agriculture and the rural communities. In addition to that, I work in Brussels. I was appointed by the UK government to go and represent businesses there. So I have a very rare perspective of being within the organisation of politics and also outside it. And there are one or two messages that I would like to give to you. Politicians do not do problems. They actually don't want to know about your problems. They want solutions. And if you don't come to them with real, genuine solutions that they can act upon, you're going to get the same result as you get in your own national countries. Now, Scotland is a very strange situation inasmuch that what I see and hear from you today, yesterday, the day before, and on previous occasions, is what actually happened in my country 260 years ago. We also were the victim of a British Empire that took Scotland in half, and the lower half was the representatives of the empire, and the northern half was the representative of what we might classify as the indigenous people. If you really want to see what is going to happen in your countries within the next 50 years, do come to Scotland and take a look at the blank, open spaces where people used to live, and there is nothing there anymore. What you can also see is what we've done since 1950 to actually get people back into the countryside. But I could talk about Scotland the way that you've spoken about the last couple of days. But what I want, my message that I really want to get over is you need to start to understand your customers. That's the people that use the food that you produce or whatever you do. You need to understand the decision makers and what they actually can and cannot do. You need to understand the politics. There is no point in going and complaining because nothing is going to change. Many of you have said this about your own countries. You've gone to the politicians, you've complained. It was said yesterday, this debate's been going on since 1992, and we don't seem to have gone very far. But this is not just a problem of the indigenous people. This is a problem that is happening in Europe today, in Bulgaria, in Romania. It's still happening in Scotland to a degree. But we finally, after 260 years, managed to convince our politicians that something has to change. Yesterday, there was a discussion about land ownership. We came to the conclusion that land ownership was not the issue, that the real issue was the use of the land. If you actually want to take on land ownership, you're going to have to argue the case, how do you buy it? How do you possess it? How do you get rid of the people that have got the land that shouldn't have the land? And you get into all sorts of confusing problems. In Scotland, we decided that that was not a good way forward. But what you could do is force the people that own the land to use it properly. And if they didn't use it properly, then you could take action. You can take various actions with the support of politicians if you've made the case properly. You can tax them. You can literally use the taxation that they then get to buy the land then off them. But you need solutions. I'd also like to give you one or two little quick stories. Your customers live in cities. You are an alien nation. They don't understand you. There was a survey done of children in London not long ago. It asked a simple question: where does milk come from? The answer, the supermarket. They actually had no idea where these are children at school. They had no idea. I live in a country that is, in fact, supposed to be an advanced country of Europe. It amazes me on Sundays when I go out into my countryside and I'm traveling around and I see city people coming out and, so I'll finish this one briefly then, to look at cattle and sheep because they don't understand the world we live in. So, my message, understand your customers, understand your decision makers, understand what you can and cannot do, and do remember you are going to have to educate the people that make those decisions. Thank you very much.